Good morning! It is day 9 of isolation. We've got some lovely little friends with us today, which, yeah, a bit mad about, but that's, you know, what can you do? I saw on someone's Insta stories actually, they had asked, they'd done like a little poll saying whose skin is breaking out since isolation, and yeah, so apparently it's not just me. I have no idea why. Like, I'm not eating that unhealthily. I'm still doing the same skincare that I was doing before, so I like honestly don't understand. But anyway, I was trying to be really quiet before because Jonathan was still sleeping, and then his phone rang, so that woke him up. So he's up now. My plan today is to make some hot cross buns. So that is the baking goal, and they have to, like, I talked about this in a previous vlog, actually, the one where I went grocery shopping, that they need to rise. So the preparation time is 3 hours, and normally, like, I can't be bothered with anything that has to rise for a while. Like, I had a really yum cinnamon scroll recipe that I made one time because I didn't pre-read the recipe properly, and when I started making it I realized that they had to sit and rise for 2 hours, like 1 hour and then you did something else and then a second hour. And that's just like, when I'm baking I just want to bake and then have it done, you know? So normally I would not make this recipe because of the rising and the coming back to it again and again, but I mean, isolation is the time for it, right? Because what else am I going to do with my day? Just having a quick little read, because I've just put the dishwasher on and I had a quick check that there was nothing in the dishwasher that I needed for the recipe, so I think we've got everything. Also, we're going to be experimenting with the gluten-free flour today because I couldn't find normal flour at the supermarket. I still have a bit left, but not enough for this recipe, so I think it's going to be like a half and half. First of all, I mix like 2 ingredients and then I leave it for 15 minutes. And then once I've made a dough, I leave it for an hour. Oh, actually, that's it. Let's make a start, shall we? All right, I have got my ingredients for the majority of it. I need some extra things for the cross that goes on top, but I'm obviously not making that right now, so that can wait. Yeast, milk, butter, eggs, flour, got my gluten-free there for when I run out. Salt, we've got some spices, allspice, mixed spice, cinnamon and nutmeg, brown sugar and some raisins, and my phone for luck. So this now has to go somewhere warm until it's frothy, or for 15 minutes, and I reckon that looks pretty warm in the sun there, so I think that's its spot. Maybe forward a little bit so the shade doesn't come and ruin it. Alright, see you in 15 minutes. It has been 15 minutes. It's supposed to be frothy. I think it is. Okay, so this now goes in a warm place for an hour or until it doubles in size. So I've got it covered with my plastic wrap. Yeah, hopefully this works. So in the past, I've tried this. To be fair, it was in winter, and it didn't grow. Not with this particular recipe, it was a different recipe, but yeah. Also, I'm losing the sun here. I've only got that little bit left, but it doesn't have to be sun. It just said somewhere warm, and I feel like this is a pretty warm part of the house. I'm just taking this opportunity to read the next part of the recipe, and this just goes to show I never ever read a recipe properly the first time I look at it, because I thought that this hour was the last time I had to leave it to rise, but it's not. So after this, I divide it into balls, like for the buns, and then I leave it for another half hour. So yeah, I wonder what else I've missed. I would suck at MasterChef. Just saying. Always read a recipe more than once. I moved it out onto the deck because we lost the sun in the house. Oh, it's definitely rising now. It's meant to have another 6 minutes, but it's also meant to double in size. So I think I'm gonna give it a bit of extra time, maybe an extra 10 minutes or something. It's rising now that it's outside, but I don't think it's doubled. Yeah. Oh, it smells so good. So these now get covered with a tea towel and left in a warm place for another half hour. And I don't want to put them outside because this time they're not going to be like properly covered. And I don't want, like, I don't know, would birds be interested in these? I don't want anything to like nibble at them anyway. While I'm waiting for those to do their last little sit, I'm gonna make this paste for the cross that goes on top. So I've got my flour, baking powder, butter, and milk. That piping was definitely the most difficult part so far. As you can see, I started with a hole in the bag that was way too big, and then I had to cut another one on the other side, and then it got very messy very quickly because it was still coming out the first hole as well. But anyway, the first tray is ready to go in the oven. Here is the first set. They look all right. We've just cut into the first one, and I was not sure because the glaze that turns brown always confuses me, but it is actually done, so it's looking pretty good.
They're good.
We've just had a little taste test, and they're really good actually. Yay! And here is the second batch. I reckon these ones are going to be better because they had a little bit longer to rise while the first ones were in the oven, and I had a bit of piping practice by the time I got to these. So they're looking a little bit better, and I think they're going to be great. I'm actually really happy with how these turned out. I think for a first attempt at a new recipe, not bad. Just turning the oven off. And especially such a complicated recipe, like anything that takes a few hours and requires rising and all that kind of thing is always a bit of a gamble the first time, but yeah, they're delicious. Anyway, I'm gonna leave today's vlog at that. It's just a nice little baking vlog for you today. I'm not gonna vlog the rest of the day. I'll probably be back with another vlog tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna take a day off yet or what, but I will see you when I see you.